Hello again and welcome back to Gran Turismo Sport, where today we'll be taking on the tricky triangle Pocono Raceway. I mean, Blue Moon Bay Speedway. I keep getting them confused and they're nothing alike. Drafting is king, pit strategy is crucial, BOP is hot garbage. We're going Speedway racing in the FIA Manufacturer Series, so buckle up and let's get after it. We qualified P9 and we're ready to rock and roll in about 48 minutes. The room crashed and we need to try again when the next race comes around. This may have been a blessing in disguise though, because it turns out we have a friend in this lobby, and that friend also happens to be a Mazda driver, so we kinda have a teammate here. I've been an absolute bungus and either deleted or forgot to capture the video from the race itself, so apologies for that, but we're gonna have to make do with replay footage for this race. We qualified P12 and our Mazda teammate is 2 positions ahead in P10. We're underway at definitely not Pocono. Annoyingly starting in first gear, but we get a decent launch. The ideal situation early in this race is to catch up with our de facto teammate and try to get a tandem going, so we're going to push this Aston Martin forward and try to gain ground on him. The Aston takes a wide line through turn 1 and we're going to wrap the bottom and get a great run right up to his back bumper. Let's put a few dents in it and try to catch up with our friend in the other Mazda. You can see up ahead he has no slipstream right now, so that shouldn't take too long to accomplish. I just want to say real quick that if you're new here, you're not alone. This is a brand new channel, so if you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe and ring the bell if you feel like I've earned it. It really helps the channel a lot and it helps to get these videos recommended to more viewers who may like to see them. Back to the action, we're continuing to push the Aston. Both cars pretty dismal here outside of the slipstream. As I mentioned in the intro, the balance of power for speedways is kind of awful. I'm sure anyone not driving a Corvette or McLaren will agree with that. Can't complain too much though, as the Mazda's a pretty good piece at most other tracks. We'll do the best we can with what we've got. Let me know in the comments what car you used and how well it did here. I always like to hear a good underdog story. I've misjudged the Aston's entry and made a little unintentional contact, but we get a good run up alongside him out of turn 1. Our friend ahead's gonna fade across and give me the slipstream, abandoning the poor Aston. Sorry bud, but you must have seen that coming. Through the second turn here, we're able to get clear of him and into P11. I may have pushed a bit too late here as Ivan takes a wide line in turn 3, but he's kind of been running that line, so I'm not sure. I didn't intend to get alongside and hope to fade back behind him, but the Aston pushes and we have to keep moving. Skipping ahead to lap 6, you see our friend has gotten back around the Aston and Team Mazda is in full effect. A big push from behind and we're gaining on the Viper ahead of us in P9. Coming to the end of the front stretch, we get into the slip and slingshot by on the entry to turn 1. The other Mazda is getting caught up behind him a bit, but we return the favor from earlier and fade low to give him the draft. He's able to seal the deal here in turn 2, and yes, don't adjust your screens, you've just seen 2 Mazdas overtake a Viper at speed. That's a nice confidence boost. Ivan continues to be an awesome pusher here as we try to make ground on this big group of cars ahead. We're going to be pitting at the end of this lap for our first of 2 required stops. We'll definitely need fuel and only medium tires are available, but we'll need those too. Our teamwork has closed the gap a bit to the group ahead, but it's time to box for our first pit stop. Looking back to make sure our teammate follows us in, hopefully he's on the same strategy and we come out in tandem. It's critically important to have another car to work with here, otherwise you're just hemorrhaging time on track. 4 fresh medium tires, and you can't see the slider in replay mode, but not a drop over 8 laps of fuel to get us to the next stop. And we're away. See where we blend in here. Looks like P14. But I'm looking back, I'm checking the leaderboard, and I don't see my teammate. Did we lose? No, we've lost Ivan! Luckily, we've come out just behind the Jaguar and we're in the slip, so we'll have to make do with that and try to keep moving forward. No disrespect to the Jaguar driver, in fact I'm very thankful for him right now. Some cars ahead hit pit road and we're getting a nice run on the front stretch here and some next level bump drafting as I phase into the rear of the car a bit. I was expecting a huge lag bump to completely destroy his corner entry, but that thankfully didn't happen. Alright Fabio, it's you and me against the world now. We'll continue to push and try to make some ground, up to P9 as pits cycle through. Skipping ahead to lap 12 and Fabio's in the wall on the exit of turn 2. We cut hard left and get around, but I'm going to need help to be fast, so we're not going to break the slipstream on him. Hopefully he'll be a team player and try to push us forward. He looked to the inside in turn 3, but did he decide against it? We'll find out soon, because he has a huge run coming. And he's going to take it to the inside and around me in turn 1. Oh well, we'll just get back to pushing him. Skipping ahead to lap 16 and a few cars ahead of pit, moving us up to P7. We continue to push the Jag and we're gaining on some cars ahead, but we need to box at the end of this lap. Peeling off here as the Jag continues on, and we're out of fuel right as we enter pit road. Coasting a little, but not losing much time. This time we're going with a set of fresh tires and 9 laps of fuel, just enough to get us to the end. The agonizing wait as I watch myself fall down the leaderboard. And we're away. Let's see where we blend in this time. Looks like P13, and all by myself, which is not ideal. I'm going to have to make good use of these fresh tires and try to turn some fast laps. Skipping ahead to lap 17 as the Jaguar and another car hit pit road ahead. We'll bypass one of them and move into P12. Next time around, there are more cars pitting. We're going to get up to P10, and the Subaru is going to blend in right behind us. This could be really good for us. The question now is, do we have a team player this time? If he passes, I'll push, but I think the Mazda has a bit more grunt. Assessing the situation, maybe? I think he notices he fades back a bit when he's out of the slip. Moment of truth. Here it comes. Yes! We have a pusher! Now let's get after these guys ahead, shall we? Another big push in turn 2, and we have the Jaguar of Fabio up ahead racing with the Lamborghini. Starting to feel the tire wear a bit here in turn 3. Another huge push from the Subaru on the front stretch, and we're gaining ground on them. Oh, and there's a crash coming out of turn 1. Is that Fabio? Yeah, that's the Jaguar. Let's have a look and see what happened. Oh man, that is absolutely filthy. The Lamborghini just bulldozing him left until he spins. Pretty shameful in an A-rated FIA lobby. I hope he got that out of his system, because now it's our turn to try and catch and pass the offending Lamborghini. The Subaru driver's being a great pusher and seems pretty happy to keep that up, so we might have something for him soon. Skipping ahead to the start of the final lap, and we get a huge push from the Subaru, and we've caught the Lamborghini. He snakes around a bit to try and disrupt the slipstream, but we're gaining fast. Out of turn 1, all the way to the yellow line on the inside, but we stay right in his tire tracks, and we're going to have a run here in turn 2. I know he's going to cover the bottom, so we're going to try to make something happen on the outside in turn 3. The Lamborghini crowded me a bit, and I entered wider than I wanted to, but I can still get a run onto the final straight. The Subaru's on the inside, I squeeze back in line, and I'm out of fuel. The Subaru doesn't know it, but I'm out of fuel. One last bump as he tries to get around me. P7! Wow, crazy finish. Let's look at it again. Going into the final corner, the Lamborghini crowds me. I'm very high with the Subaru on the inside. Good run off and tucking back in line. Then out of fuel. He pushes once, tries to go around and pushes again, and wow, barely holding on to P7. I feel like we outperformed our equipment today, so I'm happy to leave it at that. Our Mazda teammate took a full load of fuel on the first stop, and I believe he finished in P10 or 11, so not so fortunate for him, but I hope we get to race again soon. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell. It really helps me out. If you'd like to be an absolute legend and support the channel more directly, you can do so below via the Patreon link in the description. I'll have more content for you soon, so stay tuned. Until then, have fun, be kind to each other. I'll catch you later.